We return now to Animal World, our co-inhabitants, on Supreme Master Television. Let's join founder Sean Bishop to meet more of the wondrous animals living at the sanctuary in New Zealand. Sean shared the touching story of a baby goat she had rescued when the kid was left orphaned after her mother was shot by a hunter. After adopting the frightened young goat, Sean named her Nellie. In contrast to pigs, goats show intimacy with their human companions in a calmer, serene way.
We brought her home, and she was very, very, very afraid of people. So I put her into a stall with a lot of soft hay, and then I spent the next 5 days just sitting there talking to her. I wanted to hold her and cuddle her, and I didn't because she was afraid of people and she was afraid of hands. So for 5 days I sat there with my arms like this, and I just kept moving food closer to me and closer to me and closer to me until finally she was eating all around me, and I just so wanted to hold her. And eventually she realized that I wasn't going to hurt her, and she leaned against me and she was eating, and then I knew it was okay to touch her. And then I spent about another week getting her to know me and trust me and realize that I was going to take care of her and love her. And then we took her out into the paddock, and she just stood next to me. She didn't move because she didn't actually remember what freedom was like, because she'd been on a chain since she was so tiny. And I said, go ahead, go and play. And she kind of looked at me like, what am I supposed to do? And she took a couple of steps, and then she looked back at me, and all of a sudden she just started, you've heard them say goats prance? Well, she was really prancing. She started kicking up her heels and running in circles and leaping and bounding, and I just sat there crying and crying and crying. It was so beautiful to see. And after a while I went to go over near her, and she ran away, and I thought, oh, that's it. She's never going to let me near her again. But she was really just enjoying the freedom, and after she got tired, she came back and she leaned against me and she started grazing, and she's been my baby ever since.
Sean recounts the amazing story of Lucky, the black goat that was so determined to find companionship and freedom.
And the thing is, goats are like the donkeys I told you about. They like to be with other goats. Every instinct in their body says that they want to be with a herd. So he was lonely. And they built their beautiful house, and they put in beautiful gardens, and then they put the goat away and wanted him to stay away. Of course, he wanted company. So no matter how high they built the fences, he just jumped over them and ate the nice gardens. And the people weren't very happy about that. So they put him on a steel cable, and he was so lonely and he wanted company so badly, he actually chewed through a steel cable, which is pretty incredible. A steel cable. And so they said, what are we going to do with this goat? Because now we have our house, we don't need a lawnmower anymore, what are we going to do? So they asked if we would take him, and at that point I wanted some company for Nellie. So I said yes, we would take him. And he came here, he took one look at Nellie, fell head over heels in love, and even though we have very short fences, he's never even once tried to jump the fence. We don't have any trouble, we don't tie him, we don't chain them. He lives free with Nellie, but because he's so happy and he has another goat, which is all he ever wanted, he doesn't need to escape, he doesn't need to go away. So he has a happy life.
The sanctuary is also unique in that it also functions as a bed and breakfast service, catering especially to animal lovers and vegetarians. This provides an opportunity to visit with the animals as well as relax in a beautiful natural setting. From her care for the animals to humans, Sean is truly a noble example of treating all living beings with respect.
You love animals so much. Are you a vegetarian?
I am a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for 26 years now.
Oh. Why did you become a vegetarian?
Well, I love animals, and when I was little I didn't really understand that meat came from animals. And when I grew up and I found out that that's what meat was, I was pretty upset because I loved animals and I didn't want to eat them. And when I went away to university, I was really lucky because the college that I went to had a vegetarian option, so it was really easy for me to make that choice. And from that point on, I decided that life is the greatest gift that we have, and I made the choice not to take that life from anyone.
Friendly viewers, we enjoyed your company for today's Animal World, Our Co-Inhabitants, with Sean Bishop, founder of the Sanctuary in Matakana, New Zealand. Join us tomorrow for more heartfelt stories of these fortunate animal residents of the Sanctuary. Please stay tuned for enlightening entertainment right after noteworthy news here on Supreme Master Television. Blessed be all God's creations to live in peace and dignity.